On your table, you see an invitation to our OCU Athletic Hall of Fame luncheon, which will occur on January 18th. We have three great inductees this year: Kathy Hayes, a former softball player; Ted Ledbetter, who was a great baseball player for us; and we have a meritorious service couple of inductees that we're inducting this year. They happen to be here at lunch today. Paul and Kim Sanders, would you stand? I encourage you to come to lunch. We'll say a lot more great things about Paul and Kim, but what I like about them is they don't care who the coaches are, or the students are, or the athletic director. They just love OCU, and they've been loving us for 40 years. So we really appreciate you and look forward to having the opportunity to put you in our Athletic Hall of Fame. Want to also share with you another Hall of Fame announcement. Our softball coach, Bill McSpadden, or still, I saw him right in front of me, right by the microphone. Basically, to share a few words with us. Bill has recently been elected to the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association Hall of Fame, which is the Hall of Fame for softball in America. So stand up, Bill, so that we can. All right, I think that's all that I have in terms of announcements. So we're going to get updates today from our basketball coaches. It's not a mistake that we have a beautiful trophy in the back to tell you about, get an update from our cross-country coach, which we will save for last. We're going to start with an update on men's basketball, and here to give that to us, welcome our head coach, Dionne Phelps.
All right, I think since the last time we met, we've had an opportunity. I think we've played 4 games. We've had a couple of games that have been canceled due to weather. So that's kind of slowed down our conference push. We missed 2 conference games and just had one last night. Since that time, we went over to UCO and played in the tournament there. Split in that particular tournament, lost to UCO but beat Oklahoma Christian. Then we go to Bethany, and it seems like everywhere we're going now, we're just splitting with people. We go to Bethany to play Southern Nazarene. Our guys played really well. We shot it really well that night and split with them and beat them. And then last night we go back to Bethany and we play Southwest Christian, and they shoot it really well. And when I say they shot it well, they shot it well. They shot 50% from 3. It hurt us because we got down early in that particular game and had to dig our way back. And I think with the last 4 seconds of the game, we had an opportunity to tie it. We had the last shot. We were down 3 at one point in time in the game. We were down 20. We fought back. We did everything that we could do to get back into the game. There at the end, we had a last-second shot. It goes into the basket, but that wasn't the game. I think we saw a lot of things that we need to improve upon. But if you know basketball and you know that if a team is shooting from 50% from 3 and they are shooting half their shots are coming from 3, if they're on that night, they're difficult to beat. But no excuses. We got some things that we got to improve upon and get a lot better and stop that. But I think for the most part we've been playing well. We went over to Southern Nazarene, and in that particular game it was us that were shooting 50% from the field and ended up with a 14 or 15 point lead. So we're moving in the right direction. We will have a young man that will come eligible for us this semester. I'm not sure, you might have seen his name on the roster a couple of times if you've been watching. RJ McGee, a 6'6" Division I transfer guard that I think is going to really be able to make a big impact. He can play the point through the 3 through the 4 for us, legitimate score. So we're looking forward to having him join us. What else has happened? We had a young man that came to us this over the break during finals. 6'8" young man that's decided he wanted to transfer and wanted to come to be with us, but he will not be playing second semester, at least for me. He's looking forward to he's going to be high jumping for Coach Holt. He's a 6'8" kid. He has recorded a 6'10" high jump. Great academic student. So me and Conor are going to split one. and I'm looking forward to getting him. He's a really, really great kid. I mean, he fits our environment, he fits our culture. I think he's the kind of kid that you guys would be proud to have represent our university in the classroom, off the court. Great family. He's coming up from Houston. I'm not sure if I'm so used to the NCAA, I don't know how much I can say, but he will be with us. He called the other night and said he's coming. So I'm excited about that. We have another young man, I hope will be here second semester. Just depends on his embassy whether he'll be here. But once again, he'll have to sit out this next semester just because I'm choosing to, but he'll have 3 years still in our program. So I like that fact too, because he's a 3-point-something GPA student. Also, the kid that's transferring is the same thing. He'll have 3 years left. If I played him this semester, he would only have 2 years left, if I'm correct. Kelly has been trying to educate me on this. So I want to kind of put those guys in storage, have them for 3 years, and try to really build a foundation. As Jim said, we're talking, we've had a lot of guys go through their finals. I know I'm correct in this, that all our guys made it. All our guys have done a good job in their classes. We had a few that, about 3 or 4 of them that are, 3 of them I think are 3.8 and above. So I'm really excited about those guys taking care of their business. There may be more. We have a few more grades that are still coming in. So hopefully that will continue. So for me, I'm really excited about that these guys have taken care of their business off the floor as well as on the floor. So we're going to continue moving in a positive direction. We don't play again until January, where we'll have 3 straight home games. And one of those games, I think is correct, we're going to have to make up from the ice storm, and that will be Northwood. So we'll have 3 in a row. We got to make up some ground. So our first night out wasn't what I would expect it to be, but we'll be there. I'm positive that we're going to get some things worked out. You guys have any questions?
Coach, I'd like to practice. I'd like to see you play the women's team.
You'd like to see that? I'm not sure I want to see that right now. And I'm not sure I want to see that the way that they shoot the ball. And guys, you know, what's really interesting, and we share this with our coaching staff. It's very funny. Like every time since I've gotten this job, it's almost like a bet. When I show up at the game, I always tell myself, okay, how much money would I put on if they're up 50 or if they're up 25 or something? And it never fails. Every time I walk into that gym, the girls will just look at me and just almost say, see, it's what it is, that's what we do. And so,
if that's the case, keep walking in.
And hey, whatever I have to do, because I tell you what, I really have always enjoyed what the women's program has done. I think they've done a heck of a job. If there's an opportunity for us to scrimmage, I just hope we wouldn't be down by 25 or 30. But Latricia's she's done a great job. It's been enjoying to work with her and watch her girls grow and watch these seniors do what they're doing. So it's always enjoyable. A few of them, if I could use them and bring them in on my game and cut their hair or do whatever I got to do, I'll do it. But they're a special group. So, but I don't think we'll be scrimmaging good times. But if you have any questions, stop me on the way out. You guys have a great Christmas. Please enjoy your families. Oh yeah. If you haven't met Andre Owens, this is my assistant coach. Coach Owens, I recruited to come play for me when we were at UT San Antonio. Division I guy. My coach asked me if I loved him when he played, and I told him absolutely. He asked me, well, what can he do? I said, I'll tell you one thing. If he touches the ball, he can score. Andre ended up doing a great job for us at UTSA, and ended up being the 3rd leading scorer in our conference. He did exactly what I thought he would do. And so now he went on to play professionally, and then came back and wanted to get into coaching. I thought he was crazy, but he decided he wanted to do that anyway. So I'm glad to have him, because when you have an assistant that you know and you trust, and that's always going to be there for you, and it doesn't have, because I don't like yes men. If I'm wrong, say it. If you have an opinion, say it. Let's get what we need to get corrected, and he does that, and he understands that about me. And then Jerome Richardson, he's here helping us out. He's a grad student at our university working on his master's degree, decided he wants to come over and help. He's another one that's been doing great. He just popped off a 3.8 something GPA in his graduate program, so I'm excited about that. He played at Louisiana Tech, and then went on to play professionally also. So those guys have been great mentors. They've done a great job with academic monitoring, which we do a lot of time on Sundays. We do study halls. We meet with our guys at least 2 or 3 times. Each person has an individual day they have to come in for mentoring and academic tutoring. And so we just kind of follow up with everything that they're doing, and those 2 guys have been great helping us out. Don't make a lot of money, but it just shows their passion for what we do. And so I'm really excited about that. And then the young lady that you see here is Liz. And I think all the coaches in here really appreciate what Liz has done. Liz is over housing and Coastbury. And without her, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of things that could not get done. She puts up with a lot of crap from us, but she's trust me, she's tough. She snaps right back. And so she keeps us in our place. And then, of course, you guys know what Kelly does for us. Right now, she's the hottest topic in our office. Everyone's knocking at her door, coming into her office, trying to find out grades. And Kelly's been amazing. She's really done a great job keeping us in order, letting us know when these grades come in, and at least giving us an opportunity to have a great Christmas. So at least I can sleep this Christmas and not worry about anything. And Kelly, I appreciate everything you do. So thank you guys. Continue to support. We'll be there to do what we have to do. All right?
Well, no pressure, Kelly, but a good Christmas depends on. Kelly doesn't assign the grades; they just send them to Kelly. There's only so much Kelly can do. Coach Trammell, will be you or Kara giving the update?
I think Kara is
Kara.
going to do that. Sorry, I was going to say that, that's been the joke back here, actually.
Her first update. All right, here to give us an update on women's basketball. Welcome, Latricia Trammell.
Dionne is correct. I've got to say a big thank you to Liz, because she does really work with our students, our student athletes, and we just appreciate you very much. And Kelly, I do want to get Christmas, and I'm going to have one with you as by my side supporting us. How's that? I know it's not up to you. Well, Merry Christmas. I know Christmas is around the corner, and I am going to tell you I definitely have 2 gifts with me today, which you met earlier, and that is Kara Pugh and Kayla McKenzie. And I'm already getting teary-eyed. I know Kayla's going, why does she do that? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. These young ladies have been a part of the OCU family since they were freshmen, all 4 years. And I will tell you, they are a true example of a student athlete in representation of Oklahoma City University. And they have a great resume already. They have already done over 50 hours of community service. They have the 2 highest GPAs on our basketball team. They're national champions. They're conference champions. They are regular season champions. They're undefeated in conference. I mean, I can just go on and on and on about these 2 young ladies. I don't have an assistant coach, and I look at them many times in practice, and to see them to say things to the other players on our team, to keep them on the same page of what I'm trying to teach, is absolutely a buy-in from them, and I could not do it without them and wouldn't want to do it without them. So please help me give them 2 a big round of applause. A joke right now. In fact, let's start the wave over here. We'll just start going around.
Would you clarify one thing?
Yes.
The 50 hours community service was not court ordered.
Okay, it was. I was a JR. It wasn't court ordered. That's exactly right. Last night we had our first conference game. I was very pleased of our effort. We won 98-58, and we shot the ball really well, great team chemistry. Our transition was spot on in my opinion. Our defense in the first half was really good. We always have things that we have to improve on, and we're definitely going to get back to practice this afternoon and work on some of those things. But what a great first outing, especially when you had 18 consecutive days without a basketball game. So I didn't know really what to expect going in. I knew they were going to work hard, and I knew they were going to do everything they could to get that victory. But I was really pleased. In fact, we also made 11 threes last night. So it was really fun to watch, and I know many of you were there, and we appreciate that very much. We do have one more game this Friday before Christmas break. As you know, the game time has changed to 3 o'clock in the afternoon due to possible bad weather coming in. Benedictine wants to travel back home after a game, so we wanted to work with them on that. They're the number 15 team in the country. They're currently 9-3. They're a veteran team. They start 4 seniors that have made it to the national tournament the past several years. So it's going to be a great challenge for us, and we're really looking forward for that game. And like I said, I hope that you're there to continue to support us in the stands. One other thing, of course, you know I have flyers. I think I bring a flyer every time I come to the Blue and White Luncheon. But when we return from Christmas break, I know the girls get, I think, 5 days off. We come back on the 27th to start practice. And then our second conference game is January 2nd. January 3rd, we're going to have our annual women's basketball potluck dinner. It was such a success last year. We had a great time. It gives everyone here an opportunity to meet our young ladies on a personal note. We play games. We talk about our families and what our goals are in life, and it just is a great way to give back. And so we're going to do that on January 3rd, the following day at 5:30, upstairs in the Lightner Room in the 8 Lemons Arena. We do have flyers with all that information, so bring your favorite dishes, desserts, all that fun stuff, and it should be a good time. Thank you again who donated to the canned food drive. We appreciate it very much. It was a great cause. I know women's basketball collected, with your help, 881 cans to turn in, and so we do it. It was a great cause, and it just gives the girls, hopefully they'll carry that throughout their lives and wanting to give back in their communities wherever they are. But we're going to enjoy this last semester with these 2 young ladies, and I'm going to work extremely hard for them, and I know they will too. And again, just thank you for everything. We really appreciate you. Take care.
Well, I will just briefly to follow up, Latricia mentioned the canned food drive. You've gotten our emails. If you're a student athlete, you've had to endure featuring and stuff over and over. We had 12,000 pounds of food this year, and I'm really proud of our teams. And I want to point out, we happen to have 3 members of the women's golf team. But Marty, what do we have, 9 women's golfers? We have 8 women's golfers. They collected 2,900 items for this. Either requires you to be armed and dangerous, or to make it a priority to make the most of it. So really proud of all of our teams, and particularly of women's basketball. At OCU, we don't hang banners for 2nd in the conference or 3rd in the country, or we hang one banner and it says national champion on it. And some look at that and think, well, gosh, that's sure kind of arrogant. And you might think, well, it's not arrogant if, in fact, you have 52 of them now to hang. A few weeks ago, or a month ago, you heard our coach, our cross-country coach, talk about our upcoming trip to the national competition. It was the first time ever that our men, and the first time ever that our women qualified for the national championship. I think I'll stop there, and I'll say, here to give you an update on how that championship went. Welcome our head coach, Conor Holt. Come on. That's how it went.
Before I talk about the cross-country championships, I just want to congratulate Matt Stevens on his upcoming wedding that's going to be happening here on Friday. And my best advice to you getting married is, whatever your wife says, agree and say yes.
Thanks.
But yeah, we, as you see Jim holding us here, we won the national championship on the men's side. We were ranked number 5 going in, and I have to be honest, the boys ran really, really well. Our score, we had 4 guys make All-American, which was a really good performance. We have 3 of those All-Americans with us today, so I'm going to ask them to stand up. Peter and Chris and Mackenzie, stand up for them. I've been on the job about 28, 29 months now. So I knew that, myself and my wonderful wife, we talked about, why we came to OCU, and part of it was to win championships, but I didn't think it would happen as quick, so I'm pretty excited for that. And but it's not just, I can't just take all the credit for this. There's a lot of people went into making this happen, from my athletic director Jim Allen to the coaching staff, my wife who helps me on a daily basis, and Dr. Kevin Jones, our team chiropractor, he helps a lot with the chiropractic, and then we have massage therapist Rocky Chan and Caleb Allen that kept the glue together for these kids, and then obviously the kids themselves just buying into everything that we talked about from day one, and just believing every day that if you do something really good and you do it right every day, success will follow. So we're very excited, and the great thing is that for the top 5, it takes 5 to score in cross country, and it's the lowest team score that wins. So we had 77 points, and like I said, ranked number 5 going in, and the motivation I think was to just go out there and just run to the best of their ability, and they did that. So we have 4 of our top 5 were boys from Oklahoma, and so we're pretty excited here, and they're all back next year. They're young freshmen and sophomores and junior, and then recruiting's gone really well. I've signed 2 really good guys for next year already, and phone, I've had a lot of interest now about the program itself. So we're pretty excited. I know Dionne mentioned about high jumper, and that's when you have kids like that just falling into your lap, you just gotta smile and just say, we're just gonna keep going with this. And, our goal obviously is to win more championships. I think that's the motivation in the group I have, and it's the motivation for me as a coach is just keep winning championships. And we have our upcoming track season now, and just keep on doing what we're doing, and just keep believing every day that, like I said, if you do something really good and you take care of yourself on a daily basis, then success will follow. So yeah, so we're excited. So anyone have any questions for me?
Can you describe the weather that day? How did you feel?
It was pretty cold. Being Kansas in November, you never know. It could be 65 degrees or 20 degrees, and it was 20 degrees, but it was actually a little bit cold with the wind chill. But our training and the way we train and the way we approach our training on a daily basis, I've been talking to the kids from mid-October about what the weather would be like. So our expectations were that it probably would be cold, but I think we just talked about what kind of gear to wear, what kind of uniforms to wear, and I think what we decided to do is we decided to go and we designed this new OCU outfit so that they'd be able to recognize each other. It was a big O, and that I'd be able to see them in the race, so that helped. But they wore arm warmers and hats, gloves, and then
Talk about the Vaseline.
yeah, we the trick that we had when I was in college was you wore Vaseline petroleum jelly when it got really super cold, and it helped with protection, and we lathered them up on the bus before they went and did their warm-up, and then we lathered them up again on the starting line. And some of these other teams were looking at us like, what are they doing? Like 2 minutes from the gun, there was 4 of us just laying this petroleum jelly on the propellers, and it definitely gave them an insulation, I think. And then as far as the hills, it was a very challenging course and had a number of hills in it. And I knew the course really well from when I ran in college. And so everything that both my wife and I, the way we set up the training for the 12, it was devised around, it was peaking on that Saturday in November. So our hills that we did a hill in our part of our training every 2 weeks. And this hill, it wasn't as challenging as the hill that was on the course, but it kind of gave the kids a little bit more the biomechanics that they would need when they raced. But yeah, I think part of it is luck too. I think you can write the best workouts, and you can do a lot of things, but I think luck is part of it too. And I think just think that's all part of it is, just a little bit of everything, so, but yeah, the petroleum jelly, so. Yes?
Conor, I want to make a statement and I want to ask you a question. I couldn't stand it any longer, so that Saturday I called Camille and got her on the cell phone. And I said, Camille, how did it go? She said, we won. I said, Camille, we have a bad connection. Would you repeat that? About 5 times later, she said, Dad, doggone it, we won the national championship. So that was good. Would you take 77 points next year going in if you needed to get it right now?
Yeah, whatever it will take to win, I guess.
I think that'll win it again, or would it be?
The last few years it's been average about 130 to 150, 160 points. 77 points is a low team score. And part of it is just my race plan to them was you have to get out and you have to be very visible in the first mile, and I had 6 of them in the top 15. There's a video online you can see I had 6 in the top 15 in the first mile. So I think, but yeah, I think anything under 100 points will win it, and yeah, so, but petroleum jelly.